Lord Lambourne, one of the most highly recommended apples. This is one that I sometimes call the IBM apple, the apple that nobody ever got fired for planting. Anyway, rot there, Tortrix moth, that's a nasty pest of apples. Anyway, what we're doing today, we're picking these selectively, going over these, and I'm picking the ones which are biggest and reddest. If you look, some of these are much redder than others, and that indicates that they are a bit riper. These ripen somewhat progressively. Well, that wasn't ideal. So picking that off, trying to pick that off without knocking this one off. I've twisted the stalk out. That won't keep. What do I do with that? Put it in my pocket, I expect. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. Wasp damage. If you pick these progressively, or any apple really, then the ones that remain may grow a bit more. There's still some time for growth. This is a very nice apple. Almost nobody dislikes Lord Lambourne. It's a fairly reliable crop, but there's no such thing as an apple that's always reliable. But this is a fairly reliable fruit. Wasp damage. Apples are often described, eating apples are often described as having either a vinous or an aromatic flavour. The vinous type of apple tends to be crisper and perhaps a little blander, very crisp and juicy and sweet. A typical example would be Spartan, Red Delicious, Golden Delicious, Granny Smith. A lot of the American apples tend to be vinous. Aromatic apples, and a perfect example would be the Cox's Orange Pippin, Egmont Russet, for example, Kidd's Orange Red, Ribston Pippin. Most of my favourite apples are aromatic. In fact, the only one that we grow that's definitely a vinous apple all the way through is, that's what I was trying to avoid doing, knocking that one off. Jez will have these aside, all the ones that fall. Sorry. The only really vinous apple I grow is Spartan. And we grow that mainly because of its striking colour, which makes it very popular. It's not a bad apple, but it's not much flavour to Spartan. But the flavour of Lord Lambourne, I think, can fairly be described, its texture as well as flavour, can fairly be described as sort of partly vinous and partly aromatic. It's a sort of halfway apple. Nobody really dislikes it. It's not my favourite for flavour, but then again, you don't expect you have your favourite all the time. It's a very good mid-season apple. It's not perfectly ripe straight from the tree. It wants to be stored probably a few weeks, but it will keep into November. So it's a sort of September, mid-September to, in good storage conditions, late November sort of apple. So very much a mid-season, mid-flavour. It's a decent sized apple. It doesn't usually need thinning. As you can see from these trees, it's a fairly reliable, it's a fairly steady cropper. We do have the occasional year when it really doesn't do any good at all. But in a year like that, usually nothing has done any good. I just dropped that one onto clean grass, a short drop onto clean grass. That can go in the bag, in the box. I've got to pick 6 boxes. So I'm going over these trees and selectively picking. There isn't a precise method to it. This is carrying at the right angle. I keep making videos, and when I get back and see them, the GoPro comes at the wrong angle. Oh, picking a bit clumsily today. Many things on my mind. I've got to get on a train to Birmingham tomorrow and deliver a lecture that I haven't quite prepared giving. But I've done it before, 6 times. stop it all on PowerPoint. I can sharpen up on the train. But yeah, all sorts of stuff going on. Anyway, yeah, you can see it's really an attractive colour, and I defy you to disagree with me that it's carrying a good crop. I'm just walking down here. We've got 3 rows of Lambournes here. You'll note these trees are reasonably far apart. In fact, they were planted at twice this distance, obviously with twice this density. So there's a bit of rootstock coming back there where I dug these out. We made a very deliberate decision that we were working too hard. You know, the trees were too close together. It's a lot of effort to take the mower between them, and taking out alternate trees. What it's meant is that the trees have much more space between them. We can mow between them more easily. They get a better, more consistent sunlight. The air circulation is better. I don't think it's made any difference to the pest and disease damage. Yeah, the wasps and the birds the birds particularly really seem to go for the Lambourne. I'm not sure why. Perhaps it's because it's such an attractive colour, such a heavy cropper. So I defy you to disagree with me. This is a fairly good cropping tree. So again, I probably said all I want to about Lord Lambourne. I'll probably post, when I put the video up, I'll probably put a bit of textbook information about it. But there are more exciting trees. But there are a few more reliable. And I said something about Concord the other day as being a pear that, although there are pears with better flavour, there are a few more reliable. I think you particularly, if you're choosing a backyard orchard, choosing varieties for a backyard orchard and you haven't got a lot of space, I think reliability counts for ever such a lot. So if I was to say in response to somebody, what varieties should I put in my backyard orchard? I've only got room for 1 pear and 1 apple. I think if you put Concord as a pear and Lord Lambourne as the apple, I doubt somehow that you would live to regret that decision. So a good old-fashioned, fairly well-known English apple variety. Julia took some of these to our local greengrocer this morning, just not an hour ago, and he had a look and said, "Oh, I'm glad to see those. I haven't seen Lord Lambourne for a while," and they're a popular apple with people who remember the old times, and rightly so. And I probably bored you to tears by now about this particular apple. Just finally, you can see, look at what there is on that branch. If it hadn't got that hazel, if it wasn't being supported, it would certainly be on the ground. Quite a lot, because that's such a long branch, it probably wouldn't have actually broken. It would just be on the ground, and those apples would be rotting, and they wouldn't be getting the full sunlight. So yeah, that particular branch will probably be removed in the winter pruning. Right, that's probably all I've got to say about Lord Lambourne. It's a pretty sight, and reliable crop. I don't know why the industry went off it, probably to do with percentages and advertising and refrigerated gas storage and the chill chain and other such factors.